So I just got denied for an apartment. I have to move out of my beautiful, big ass, 2-bedroom apartment with a foyer and a separate kitchen and windows in every room. We're not going to talk about it. Just got denied for an apartment because with me and my friend who are going to be moving in together, her credit score is not high enough for us to qualify together, but my income is not high enough for me to qualify on my own. Although I have a 740 credit score, I have savings, and I make 30 times the rent. But because I don't make 40 times the rent on my own, although we make more than 40 times the rent together, we don't qualify. We don't deserve to have a home according to New York City real estate. And I'm just like, I don't understand, because it's like, so credit is powerful enough to make you a poor applicant when it's not good, but it's not powerful enough to make you a good applicant when it's good?
So, I'm trying to help my friend get an apartment and shit. And I'm like, yo, why don't you just get an apartment in the Bronx? And they was telling me how, it's like, yo, it's expensive to look at apartments in the Bronx. I'm like, oh, here you go. Here you go with your excuses now. Yo, why I go on Street Easy and I start to look for apartments in the Bronx for them? Yo, why rent is so expensive? How the fuck is rent so expensive in the most fucking cheapest borough? I can't even imagine how much rent will be in Brooklyn where them Chinese people be living at. Or in Queens. Queens is expensive, period. You're not getting nothing if it's not $2,500. Like, how the fuck a apartment, a 1-bedroom, is like $1,500 in Anderson?
Why does renting an apartment feel like applying for federal clearance just to get approved for a beige box with one working outlet? Like, be serious. You need 3 times the rent, decent credit, a clean rental history, application fee, administration fees, deposit, just to sleep indoors. And people wonder why so many people are living in hotels. People think when you hear of someone living in a hotel, they act like, oh, it's just bad decision. When a lot of the time it's people who got priced out, denied, or locked out of regular housing over one credit issue, one old eviction, or not having thousands of dollars up front. So now the hotel becomes the backup apartment. And I'm sorry, but if people have to jump through 47 hoops just to prove that they deserve a box while hotels are becoming the backup plan, then no, I don't think the problem is just individual choices. I think the system is broken.
If you don't know, now you're gonna know. Because the other crazy thing that I learned doing gig apps, if you don't know, now you're gonna know. Because the other crazy thing that I learned doing gig apps is that there are an enormous amount of people who are living in hotels. Entire families living in a room. They're buying full-on groceries, living in a room. And the entire hotel looks like it is inhabited by families. It is crazy to me that these hotels are making so much money. And granted, they did not cause the issue. However, they certainly are capitalizing on it. If you are paying $100 a night for a hotel room with no protections, rental protections, what have you, in an entire month, that's $3,000. $3,000 to live in a room that you have to be out of by 11 o'clock. It is crazy. One time I was delivering groceries. This was the saddest thing in my mind. I was delivering groceries to a hotel. And I was a little annoyed because she was on like the second floor and it was a lot of stuff. When I got up there, I see this woman who is 9 months pregnant. And I'm just going to say she's a white woman because she was. And the reason why I'm saying that is because people have a tendency to think that this is all people who are minorities. It was a white woman who was 9 months pregnant. And I'm loading all of this stuff onto her bed. And she's saying to me that she's going to have to go to the hospital tomorrow. And she just wanted to make sure she had enough stuff in the room so she wouldn't have to go out when she got back. How sad is that? How sad is that? That your child is being...
This is the hotel that I reserved from November 17th, 2025 till May 17th, 2026, which is a total of 6 months, and it's going to cost me $8,094.14. No, I do not have to pay all that up front. I can either pay $307 a week or I can pay the $1,228 a month. You can even pay every 2 weeks. It really is up to you. Your total amount is your total amount. I'm going to take y'all inside my room. This is inside of our room. And what we get inside of here for that amount is say hey to hubby. Also, we have the full-size refrigerator and freezer. It came with the microwave. It also came with the 2-eye stove burner here. We brought our own coffee pot and some extra items over here. It does come with a full-size bathroom, shower, pretty nice size. And of course, it's all about how you make it, but this is what we are doing.
Born homeless. But this is America.
Man, just because you gotta stay in hotels and stuff right now, that don't mean you homeless. A hotel ain't nothing but an apartment without a contract that you can just pay for every day. Cause think about it, if you really wanna get to the meat and potatoes of the situation, every day we go to work, divide your rent by 30 days. And most of us probably paying about $40 or $50 a day out of the money we make every day. These folks got daily pay on jobs now where you can cash out on your money right then and there. You ain't got to wait on nothing. So if you really want to run your money up or you really need somewhere to stay, it ain't no excuse for you if you got a car and you can get on DoorDash or one of these apps to make you some money every day. Shit, you make you $150, $200 a day, take 50, pay for your room. It's the same thing as staying in one of these apartments. Same thing. You can run your money up the same way. Get your credit right. Like, it really ain't no excuses out here, man. So, if you staying in a hotel right now, that don't mean you homeless. It's the same thing. Literally. You just ain't signing no long contract and doing the credit check and all that.
Make dinner with me as a family of 4, soon to be 5, currently living in a hotel room. It's officially that time of year. We are getting into Thanksgiving, which means that it's time to make the viral mac and cheese by Teeny. But naturally, I was like, we have to make that in the hotel. Let's see if my rice cooker and air fryer can make the viral mac and cheese with Teeny.
Mom, you gonna make me mac and cheese?
Yeah, I'm gonna make you mac and cheese.
No way.
Yahweh.
So last week I posted a video about my extended stay hotel room. A lot of people wanted to know about price. It's about $50 a night. So that winds up to about $350 a week, about $1,500 a month, give or take maybe $100, $200 depending on if you want 2 beds, if you have animals, etc. But just for us, we got the basic package, simple room. We pay $1,500 a month. You can pay nightly, you can pay weekly, or you can pay monthly, or you can pay 2 or 3 days at a time, whatever works best for you. We don't have any bugs. There's no cockroaches. That was a major thing for me because I'm not gonna
be able to deal with cockroaches. They're very clean, like I said, they're really cozy. There's not a lot of drug activity to speak of. If people are doing drugs here, you wouldn't know. There's not a lot of drama and police in and out and stuff. It's very peaceful.
Something I recently experienced and learned was that the lock thing that you use, that you put your card against, the battery will die. And they have to change it. And you get locked out of your room, which is really annoying. And then you have to wait. They have to come change it. The engineer has to come change out all the batteries, test the batteries, do all the stuff before you can get into your room. So if it flashes red, sometimes that's what it means, which is really dumb. Like, that should already be fixed. Number 2, which I have also talked about in my TikToks, is people will come into your room. The system, not good. All hotel systems, flawed. Like, their little computer thing, not good. Yeah, I've had at least 3 people now in different hotels get a key, get the correct room number. Like, the front desk gives it to them, says, this is your room, here's your key. They come up, I'm already in the room. They double book or something. Another thing is maids and housekeeping will just come in your room. They do not knock anymore. If they do, it's like boop, and then they open it immediately. Like, you have to have that thing on your door at all times. Even if you have the privacy, sometimes they'll do it, like during the day. And I know people that have been like getting out of the shower, changing, sleeping, everything, and they just come in. So beware. Another thing I've experienced, one of my coworkers, this just happened to actually, they just checked him out of his room in the middle of the day, and they took out all of his stuff, packed up all of his stuff, took it to the front desk, and checked him out for no reason. Like, something happened. Again, system's flawed.
In case you missed it, we live in a hotel full time, and we just experienced something we've never experienced before. I don't know if this is a Tennessee thing or if it happens everywhere, but they wouldn't allow us to stay more than 28 days in the same room. Apparently, over 28 days, you can claim residency, and we've definitely stayed in a couple of hotels for more than 28 days. So does that make us a Tennessee resident? If so, we're keeping our state income tax this year. Adam has had a hotel room in his name in Georgia since October of last year, so I'm not sure. Maybe we're a resident of Georgia, Tennessee, Mississippi. I'm not really sure at this point. But since he moved all of our stuff while we were in Mississippi last week, we had a lot of shopping to get done today. We ended up throwing away almost all of our groceries, so we had no food when we woke up this morning. We're starting with a clean slate, but I do have a full kitchen still, so that means I've got to restock on all of the essentials. But y'all already know if I go into Target, I have to do a little browsing, and they have Circle Week this week, and there were some really good deals that I just could not pass up. Aldi's was pretty busy today, so I quickly tried to grab everything that we needed and made our way to the super long checkout line. And the sweetest people were in line and let us cut because they felt so sorry for our chaos. And I'm telling you, I just can't make this stuff up. As soon as we were loading the groceries onto the conveyor belt, Riley threw a jar of pickles and it shattered everywhere. So we held all of them up, waiting for it to be clean. I know they regretted being nice.
Free housing. As a hotel general manager, I get free housing, and when people find out that I live here at the hotel, they think that I just have a regular guest room, but in reality, I have a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, living room, kitchen, and laundry room, and it's about 2,000 square feet. So today, I'm going to show you what my kitchen looks like. That used to be a restroom. So come on. Coming in the front door of my apartment, I have my little entryway. Here, I have my food pantry. In the guest rooms, this would be the closet as you walk in. So coming in from the entryway, you come into my kitchen. It is very compact. If you have more than 2 people in here, you do have a little traffic jam. I have plenty of cabinets. I do have a working stove and oven, although I don't use it very often. I probably use my air fryer more than I do anything else. And then I have my little coffee and tea station set up over here. I bought that cart secondhand, and I keep my pots and pans on it and my overflow kitchen gadgets. And I do not have a dishwasher, but I do have my ice machine, and I could not live without that. This is where the restroom vanity and mirror would be, but I have a pass through, and through here I do have my refrigerator, where the stove is over here. This is where the shower would be in the guest rooms. I try to live very minimal. I don't like a lot of stuff. I don't like all that clutter. I literally have 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 cups, 2 forks, 2 spoons. You catch my drift. But what I do have a lot of, I am a true Texas native, and I have a ton of spices up there. This vent up here, I took it down to clean it a few months ago, and I can't get it to stay now. So that is the tour of my kitchen here in my apartment. And I do realize that I'm extremely blessed to have this opportunity where I don't have to pay rent. I've lived here in this apartment for 5 years. I've worked at the hotel for 7. This is my home. I enjoy living here. It's pretty quiet and no guests don't bother me. The guests really don't even know where my apartment is here in the hotel. So when I am off, I kind of navigate through the hotel very incognito. Sometimes I'm not looking my best when I'm taking the dog out, and I don't want hotel guests to see me looking all raggedy.
So we're a family of 4 living in a hotel full-time, and I want to show you how that looks like because I feel like people are going to be like, oh, you live in a hotel, but let me show you how we got it set up. I think you're going to love it. So first up, we have our bathroom, and it's a pretty spacious bathroom. Like, I can't touch the walls, bigger than the camper we live in, but this is the bathroom. It's really nice. Comes with a hamper. Love that. Since we are staying a long period of time, y'all are gonna love this part of it. Look, we get a freaking kitchen. Look at this. I also brought my own pot because after I saw what that girl put her, you know what, in there and put it there, we're gonna put that up. Yeah, we're not doing that. She made a whole fort out of the chairs. So this is a kitchen area, and it comes with chairs, and then she's in here. What are you doing? She made a fort. So this is the kids area. Also, there's a second bedroom, but I'm not going to show that because hubby's sleeping right now. But not bad for a family of 4. We got a kitchen, we got a living room, we got a big bathroom, and I think this is going to be perfect. I just have to go grocery shopping, and I can't wait to go on an adventure with y'all in Fort Worth. It's going to be fun.